Okay, I'll call the meeting to order, and number 2 is our Pledge of Allegiance. Number 3 is our attendance, and all board members are present except Gina Jacobson at the moment. She'll be coming in just a couple minutes. Number 4 is the approval of the agenda items. Motion by Melissa, second by Jen. Any comments or questions? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Number 5, committee reports. The advisory committees. I don't think we have a high school student representative. How about, and most of these probably did not meet, but elementary didn't meet, middle school, high school, activities, community ed? No? Okay, so 5B is the Right Tech Center.
We did meet. We don't meet in July, so this one was still short as they're transitioning, getting ready for the new school year. And our new director, Brian Nutter, started. July 14th was his official, with prior commitments for vacation before taking this role. So he has been jumping in and really acclimating to the school and being able to meet a lot of people and attend the different meetings, the superintendent meetings, and the onboarding is going really well. So with it just kind of being that preparation and the busy time before school, there wasn't a lot to go over. Going to continue to watch the budget carefully and eliminate any spending where we can. Looking at the enrollment, for summer school we did have 55 students in June and July, and then let's see, we're at 114 day school students and 10 night school students attending the academy. Projected enrollment is high school 61 returning, and at that time had 22 referrals. So continuing to build that, and one at the mid-level, which, as we know, continues to grow once school starts. And we try to really get at least to that 10 student mark. And then otherwise, we will meet again here, what are we, September 3rd.
Okay, thank you. So 5C is Masico, and Gina can report on that later. Number 6 is community comments and concerns, which we have none. Number 7 is the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion by Jen. Second by Melissa. Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 8 is unfinished business. 8A, enrollment projections for 2025-26 school year.
Yeah, so right now, bit of good news. We're up 35 students from where we ended the year last year, so that is good. One thing that we're always a little cautious on this time of year is that it's the time of year where August rolls around and people start thinking about school, and so we know that there's probably some that we have now in our numbers that maybe moved or going somewhere else, and maybe their school didn't request the records from us yet. And so we always like to wait, after that first week with kids for sure, to kind of get a better, more accurate number. But the fact that we have increased is a really good sign. So that's great news.
It's very good news. Up next is number 9, new business. 9A, update on the 2025 operating levy, which the Cardinal Excellence website is linked there. That's kind of their homepage or the go-to area for people to get information.
Yeah, I just wanted to share, Crystal has it up there, just a couple things, just a couple kind of highlights with this. And I think the first and probably most important thing is when we went through and did the listening sessions, We found that a lot of people said, hey, did you think about putting this out there? Did you put this out there? And a lot of it was out there, but they were yes voters. And so they didn't feel like they had to go get information, so they didn't really realize that it was there. So I really challenge people now, even if you consider yourself a supporter or a yes voter, check this website out and just go through it all so that you can better educate yourself when people ask you questions. And then if people do have questions, you can just direct them here too, and you can with confidence say that there's a lot of good information on there. Some things in particular though, the tax calculator is listed there. Crystal's going there now. This is a very valuable tool. When you go way to the bottom, you can actually put the value of your house in there, and it will tell you exactly what this would cost you. It cost you for the value of your house. So, and it's accurate. The other one that I wanted to bring up too was the voting information is going to be a very valuable link on this site too, because as many of you know, with the unfortunate passing of Senator Bruce Anderson, his district was District 29, and with that opening up, that election is going to be on November 4th. And what that means is that we no longer, number one, we no longer can run a standalone election. But number two, that there's going to be another question on the ballot. And so it's interesting for our district because we have some of our residents are in Stearns County and outside of the District 29 Senate district. So it's going to be really important that people look at that page to find out exactly where they do need to go to vote. The bulk of our voters will go to Wright County if they wanted to participate in the absentee or early voting process. They would have to go to Wright County, similar to what they did last year during the general election. But we also have Meeker County. We have Kingston Township at Meeker County, and then Linden and Fairhaven are in Stearns County. So it's just the rules are a little bit different for each of those situations. So it's just we wanted to make that pretty clear on the website. So that information is there. The other one is the FAQs, the frequently asked questions. That's a good tab to check out. And please send, I really encourage people and those that are here, if you are asked a really good question and it's not somewhere on this website, please let us know. Last time we did that too. It really helps us to keep bolstering those questions on there and keep getting the folks the answers that they need. And then the last one I want to point out is the Connect with Us. If there's any questions that you have, you can always email me, of course, or any of the board members. But you can fill out that form on this page too, and we'll get back to you as quickly as possible. So again, just wanted to point out a few things, and I can't stress enough that even if you feel like you're one of those strong supporters, please go check it out so that you can direct people there and you can educate yourself even a little bit better.
One thing I like to point out, if you go to the Calculate My Impact and it brings it to Ellers, I live in the country, so I have some like ag property, and I think if you email them, like they will tell you exactly what it is for your, what your taxes would be. Because if I put in my like value of my home, it's gonna calculate one thing, but because I will only be taxed on my house, garage, and 1 acre, right? So they're really good at getting that information to you, and actually very quickly. So you'd be able to know exactly what that would be for you too.
Good. That's a good point.
Anybody have anything else to add? Nope. Okay.
I'm just going to add though, sorry, not so much the website, that's just one part of this. So you're going to, the community will see things amping up a lot more in the next week or two here, and months, of course. And we've been scheduling times with civic groups and townships and cities, things like that, and even smaller groups of people that want to come in. So I encourage anyone Anybody in our community, if you want to just get a few neighbors together and you want somebody to come and just talk to you about this, if you have questions, just reach out to myself or any board member, and we will come and spend some time with you. That is what we will be doing over the next bit of time here until November 4th. So we want to get out to as many people as possible, obviously, and educate them. We're putting together mailers. There's a legal mailer that we have to send, and then we'll be sending an informational mailer as well. So, yeah, those are some things that we're working on right now, so more to come.
And then can you remind, does early voting start September 19th?
September 19th is early voting, yeah.
Okay. And have you gotten any questions so far from community members?
Not really. Not yet. I think
Early
it's with the
stages,
back to school issue coming out last week. There was a nice article in there. I referenced a lot of the referendum in my article too. So I think the questions are going to be coming more and more. I'm really hoping that the where to vote doesn't confuse too many people, because that was kind of thrown at us. And there's a few other districts that are in that same situation, unfortunately, but we'll get through it. It'll be okay.
Okay, so we'll move on to number 9B, the facilities update, and Tim and Rick are going to tag team this.
Right, the first item that we want to talk about is the fuse panels at the middle school. For liability reasons, our insurance company was requiring us to update the fuse panels to circuit breakers. And due to the size of those panels, they had to be custom made, and they were originally scheduled to be replaced the week of July 4th, but due to a delay in the manufacturing of those, we did not receive those until mid-August. And then when we were able to schedule the electrician to come in was last Friday, August 22nd. When they took the old fuse panels off the wall and started working on the new circuit breaker, they noticed that some of the wiring needed additional parts in order to connect to the new panel. And so on Friday, they ordered those parts, and the work continued today. Parts of the building were without power for off and on today, and then they're done with most of it, but hopefully they'll be able to finish tomorrow. Do you have any?
No, I don't think so. I know the timing wasn't great on that. Middle school staff was very patient, very flexible this morning. I appreciate that, Ms. Sable, and your staff. But the electricians have been great, and they were able to work with us and kind of make some adjustments to get part of the building up that was down by the time that their meeting was done. So the middle school was pieced together, as many people know, in about 6 different sections. So it's been very interesting to look at the wires and see the wires that are coming through there and the size of them. Some are the size of this microphone, and some are the size of my finger that are coming through there. So, and to try to make all that work into a modern fuse box basically has been a little bit of a challenge for them, but they're doing a great job.
And then the next item is the track. There has been a delay of the installation of the track. Right now, though, the first layer of the asphalt has been poured. We have been assured that the fencing will be ready. So there's a fencing that goes around the track that people stand by. We've been assured by the contractor that by August 29th, that football game, that will be installed. And then the striping will have to be completed in early September.
Yeah, as well as the main track, the long triple jump runways are done, the pole vault runway is done, and the high jump area is done as well. So it's coming. It is definitely behind schedule a little bit, but we're confident that it will definitely be ready by the 29th. The striping will not be on there, but it'll be okay. The cheerleaders can still stand in front of the bleachers on it. You can actually drive on it if you had to, but it does need the 3 to 4 weeks once the second layer gets on, the final layer, before the rubber and the striping. It needs to, you need to let it sit. Yeah, cure. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. It needs to cure for 3 to 4 weeks. So it'll be a little bit time before that top layer and the striping gets on. But Yeah, it's looking good right now, though.
And the final item is just a reminder of the air conditioning at the high school. So we started looking at this in September of 2023 with the high school gym and the commons area. They're called DX units. That was the model that we're using. So those units were starting to fail. We worked with Wold and Train on replacing the DX unit for the gym and for the commons area with 2 DX units. And those were ordered, and they were to be installed before school started in the fall of 2024. And then due to supply issues, the new units would not be available until November 2024. And because of the refrigerant that was being used, there was an install deadline of December 31st, and so there was concerns that we wouldn't get those installed in time. If they would not have been installed in time, we would have to remove those units and buy new ones just for federal regulations. So at that time, we also found out that the DX units that serve the academic wings were also failing. And so we switched to focusing on a building-wide solution. And so we're installing a dehumidification system now. Wold is designing that system, and it is to be bid in October of this year with installation to start in the spring of 2026.
So hopefully there's a lot of work done in the next 4 days at the track, especially for the fencing, right? And I know that you guys were in a lot of communication with them to really kind of keep stressing the importance of like this stuff has to be done. So thank you. Moving on to 9C, consider approval and adoption of the resolution appointing Wright County to serve as ballot board for Stearns County absentee ballots. And this.
Motion to approve the resolution.
Okay, motion by Jen. Second by Jenna. Any comments or questions? And this is just in reference of what you were saying earlier of how some residents are in those in Stearns County. Okay, we had a motion and a second. Any other comments or questions? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 9D, consider approval and adoption of the August resolution accepting donations. And we had 4 generous donors again this month. Motion by Melissa to approve the donations. Second by Dylan. Any comments or questions? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 9E, consider approval of the following 25-26 work assignments. So we have a paraprofessional, 2 paraprofessionals at the middle school and a paraprofessional at the elementary school. Thank you. Jenna makes the motion to approve those 3 contracts. Second by Jen. Any comments or questions? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 9F, consider approval of the following policies in the review cycle. There are 5. So we have number 1, or the first one is 806 crisis management policy, minor changes highlighted. Number 2, 304 superintendent contract duties and evaluation, no changes. 305 policy implementation, minor changes highlighted. 401 equal employment opportunity with no changes, and then 402 disability non-discrimination policy with minor change highlighted. And as usual, we could approve all 5 at one time, or we could go through them one by one. Melissa makes a motion to approve all 5 policies in the review cycle with Jen second. Any comments or questions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
There's one thing I forgot about with the facilities update. I forgot to mention that all those projects are being funded by long-term facility and maintenance dollars. And that's the only thing that those funds can be spent on, are repair and maintenance of our buildings and sites.
Thank you. Our number 10 is information items. So 10A, our next monthly meeting will be here at the Annandale Elementary School, Monday, September 22nd at 7 o'clock here in the Media Center. Anything before we go?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Jen makes a motion to adjourn the meeting. Second by Melissa.